Hello everyone. Before starting with today's topic, I would like you to watch my previous video which is based on first come first served scheduling algorithm or FCFS. So let's start with today's topic, shortest job first scheduling algorithm or SJF. So what is SJF? SJF is an algorithm in which CPU is allocated to the process which has the smallest burst time or execution time. SJF algorithm may be either preemptive or non-preemptive. If two processes have the same length, FCFS scheduling is used to break the tie between those processes. SJF minimizes the average wait time, which is the advantage of this algorithm. The disadvantage of this algorithm is that the processes with larger execution time may not get CPU as small processes receive the service of the CPU. Let us see an example. There are three processes with three different burst time. The CPU will be first allocated to process 3 as it has the smallest burst time. Then the CPU will be allocated to process 1 and at last it will be allocated to process 2. Let us see the Gantt chart for the following table. First, process 3 will arrive at 0 and it will be computed at 3. Then process 1 will arrive at 3 and it will be computed at 11 as its execution time is 8. At last, process 2 will arrive at 11 and computed at 24. These 3, 11 and 24 is the turnaround time of each process. What is turnaround time? It is the sum of execution time of process and wait time. That is, turnaround time is equals to burst time plus wait time. Now we will see the turnaround time of each process, total turnaround time and average turnaround time. So as we know the formula that turnaround time is equals to burst time plus wait time. So here turnaround time of process 3 is 3 plus 0 is equals to 3. Turnaround time of process 1 is 8, that is its execution time, plus 3, which is its wait time, is equals to 11. And at last, turnaround time of process 2 is equals to 13, plus 11 is equals to 24. So total turnaround time is sum of all the three process turnaround time, that is 38. And average is total divided by number of process, that is 12.667. Let us see the waiting time of each process, total waiting time and average waiting time. We can also say that waiting time is turnaround time of previous process. So waiting time of P3 is 0 as it is the first process to arrive. Then waiting time of process 1 is 3 and at last waiting time of process 2 is 11. So total waiting time is 14 and average waiting time is 4.667. Let us see the code for the similar. Okay, zoom it so you all can see it clearly. First we will include the header file. Then we will declare a struct PCB. PCB is nothing but process control block. Now we will define some variable in burst, which is burst time, PID, which is process ID, wait, that is waiting time, and turnaround, which is turnaround time. Now let's declare a function that is void pline. This function is used to draw and anything that you want. I will tell you about this later. Now let's start with main function. First we will declare a structure variable. Right now I am giving array value as 10 and a temporary variable temp. Then I will declare integer I for initialization and to take the number of processes from the user. J I will initialize with 1. Sum I will initialize with 0 so that it removes all the garbage value. W total, this is for waiting total. Calculate the total of waiting time and initialize with 0. At last T total, which is turnaround total. Then I will declare some float variable, that is the average. This is used for waiting to calculate the waiting average. initialize is 0.0 and turnaround average. Then we will write printf sjf algorithm /n so that we can move to the next line. We will give the user to enter the total number of processes. Then we will take the input by using scanf in variable n. Now I will start a for loop to take the process. We will run it till the number of processes. Here I will write a printf so that user can know what to enter. Enter the burst time of process. Here mode D means process 1. Then we will take the input. In p of I dot burst as we have declared it earlier. We will increment the process ID by 1. Now I will start a for loop. This for loop is used to sort the process according to their burst time. I will start another for loop. Here j will be smaller than n minus I minus 1. This both for loop is used to sort the process according to the burst time. So if process j dot burst is greater than process j plus 1, that is next process dot burst, then we will sort it. Plus 1. At last p of j plus 1 is equal to 10. So this is the 3 steps to sort any numbers. So here our for sorting has been completed. Now I will start another for loop. For I is equals to 0, I will run it till the number of processes I plus plus. This for loop is used to take the wait time of each process and turnaround time of each process. Phi dot wait is equals to sum we have initialized with 0, so first process wait time will always be 0. Then we will increment sum by the execution time of the process. And at last we will enter into turnaround time dot turnaround. Now I will call a function pline, which is used to, here we are using this function to draw a line. I will show you. Now I will print this. We are using to print the values, the column names, so that we can print their values. First process ID, then burst time. /t is used for tab, then wait time, and at last turnaround time. Again call the function p line, value will be 35. Now I will start a for loop for I is equals to 0, and we will run it till the number of processes and I plus 2. Using this for loop to print the values of each process. Sorry. Mod D. We will print 4 mod Ds as we have to print 4 values. Yeah. So at last I won't use mod slash t, I will use slash n. Now first we will print process ID, then its process burst time, then process wait time, and at last process turnaround time. Turnaround semicolon. Now I will use w total, and I will increment it. All the three means all the process waiting time will be added by this line, and similarly we will add turnaround of each process. Yeah, we are done with it. Now we want to calculate the average waiting time and average turnaround time. W average is used for average waiting time, is equals to W total divided by float n. Here I am writing float n because as n is in integer and W average is in float, and T average for turnaround average. Okay, so we are done with all the calculations. Now we have to just print the values. So first we will print total waiting time. Total waiting time is stored in W total. Then we will print average waiting time. As average is in float, so we can't use mod D, we have to use mod F. Here I am using 3.3f because I want to print only 3 values after the decimal. Then it is stored in WAVG. Now we will print total turnaround time. It is stored in T underscore total, and at last we will print average turnaround time. It is also in float, so we have to use F. Here also I am using 3f because I just want to print 3 values after the decimal. It is stored in T underscore avg. So here we have completed our void function. Now we have to define the p-line function. Here I will initially give a variable. I will start a for loop and I will run it till x. In x the value will be 35, and we want to print a line dash. Yeah, we'll print next line slash n for next line. Yeah, so we are done with the code. Now let's build it and run it. Yeah, so now enter the total number of processes. We have 3 processes. So burst time of process 1 was 8, burst time of process 2 was 13, and burst time of process 3 was 3. As you can see here, we have drawn this line, T line. Here the process have been sorted according to the burst time from smallest to greatest. Here is the waiting time and here is the turnaround time. So total waiting time is 14 and average waiting time is 4.667 and total turnaround time is 38 and average turnaround time is 12.667 as we have seen here. It was 38 and 12.667 and 14 and 4.667. It's same. Thank you.